Hi guys, and welcome to Escape with Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be looking at the Addiesdive model number AD2068. I received this watch for free. I don't have to send the watch back, but you guys know the deal by now. No matter how I get a watch in for a review on this channel, you're always going to get my honest opinion every single time. And if by the end of this review you want to pick one of these up and help support the channel, I will be leaving an affiliate link down in the video description. So if you use that link, you're not going to pay any extra. I just earn a little bit of commission that helps keep the channel running and helps keep getting in watches on the channel for review. So I really do appreciate it. I wouldn't be here without you guys. The retail price for this watch is about $76 US. That's the most you should see this at. I've often seen this at the $55 range and even lower during some of the bigger sales like we're about to be in. The watch comes in black and blue only. The watch case is made of 316L stainless steel, has a mineral crystal with anti-reflective coating, a screw-down crown, screw-down case back, 200 meters of claimed water resistance, Swiss BGW9 lume on the dial and the hands, and the watch is powered by the Miyota 2115 quartz movement. So Addiesdive, honestly, they have been just killing it over the last couple of years. Really taking the reins from Pagani Design and running away with the title for the best ultra budget watches on AliExpress. They have cut some corners, especially on this model, but you can't deny the value and the looks of this one. So I say we get right into this full review, see where they cut those corners. But before we do a quick wrist check today, wearing my Omega Seamaster. Absolutely loving this thing still. This is actually a San Martin bracelet. Yeah. All right, let's get into the dimensions. A bezel diameter of 38.8 millimeters, case thickness of 11.9 millimeters, got 20 millimeter lug width, lug tip to lug tip of 47 millimeters, and a total length of 52 millimeters, and sized up for my 7.5 inch wrist with 3 links removed, weighs about 119 grams. So I think the size on this watch is great. It wears really good, 47 lug to lug and just under 39 at the bezel. Nice and slim too. You can see here, it's a pretty flat case profile, but I think it looks really, really good. I'm very happy with it. Nice thin mid case there. Yeah, I mean, it just wears great and it has been super, super comfortable for me. So yeah, I love the way that this watch wears. I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here we are out in some direct sunlight. You can see the crystal is nice and clear. That's the advantage of a mineral crystal. It looks absolutely fantastic, and you can kind of see the dusty blue color. I think it looks really good. And here we are on my 7.5 inch wrist, and I think it looks okay. You know, I have the wrist to pull off those male end links. The case is a little bit flat, but super, super comfortable. Absolutely just buttery smooth on the wrist. I think it actually feels pretty good on this bracelet. I'm just not a huge fan of the bracelet. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And here we are on a cut to size FKM, the smooth one, gray, and I think that looks excellent. Super comfortable combo. This is what I've been mostly rocking it on. I think it looks great. And here we are on another Tropic style FKM. This one just a little bit of a more different look, a little bit more sporty. I think it looks good. Black and the blue actually goes pretty well together in this instance. This is a kind of a vintagey looking watch, so I figured I'd throw it on a vintage leather band in dark brown. I think it looks good. This is a hemset leather strap, and I think it's fantastic. And here we are on a single pass. This is an Archer strap. I'm not going to leave this link down below because I think it's completely overpriced and costs just as much as the watch does. So yeah, I wouldn't buy this strap, but I think it does look pretty darn good on there. What do you guys think? And lastly, here we are on a double pass nylon strap. This is kind of a tannish color, 2 layers underneath the watch there, and it still sits very nice on the wrist. I think it looks good. Let's go back inside and let's get back to this review. All right, let's talk about the case finishing. So case finishing is done really nice, actually. It is a vertical brushing on the tops of the lugs there. You can see nice fine brushing. It matches the bracelet pretty darn nice, I think. You can see on the sides here, fully polished, and it's kind of a rounded off case side there. Unusual for what you kind of expect this watch to be. It's kind of a Tudor Submariner style case or dial, I guess. Those usually have flat sides, and crown guards. This one, no crown guards, as you can see here, and kind of a rounded case, and kind of just undercuts itself. It reminds me a lot of a Seiko case where, it's kind of wider at the top, but then kind of cuts under. It helps it wear a little bit smaller, and it's been super soft on the wrist. This bottom edge here is not sharp at all. There's no real sharp edges on the case anywhere that I've seen. You have a signed screw down crown here at the 3 o'clock position, and this is 6mm, so nice size, nice and grippy. I've got no issues with that. Flipping it to the case back here, we have kind of our typical case back from Addiesdive. You got the Addiesdive logo there, a little spec sheet around the outside, and that kind of coin edge. I wish they would get rid of that and just use simple notches there to get a tool in. But yeah, it is what it is, and this is what we have to deal with. It's executed nicely. There's no sharp edges, or sometimes this logo can get a little scratchy on wrist, and I haven't experienced any of that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the overall case finishing on the watch. They did a really nice job with it for the price. It's very hard to complain. All right, let's talk about the bezel on this. So the bezel insert is a ceramic bezel insert. It's matte there. You can see the engravings are filled in with white paint. It's not luminous paint. The only lumed part is the pip at the 12 o'clock position. You can see the alignment is just spot on. The bezel itself, it's a stainless steel bezel, a little bit of polishing, a little bit of brushing. It looks really good. It's kind of got that Submariner style scalloping on it. So the grip is actually pretty good. I will let you listen, hopefully, to the clicks here. I don't know if you can hear them. It is super quiet, and this is a very unusual bezel because it's a bidirectional 96 click bezel. 96 clicks. I'm not sure why they did that, but the bezel action is actually not too bad. There is just a little tiny bit of play in it. Insignificant, but yeah, it's an actual nice bezel. You can kind of see that I don't even know if you can see it or not. I can feel it, and I can see it outside of the camera. It's wiggling just a little bit up and down this way. So yeah, just something to know. But again, the play in the bezel is insignificant in my opinion. But yeah, 96 click unit or bidirectional bezel, kind of unusual, but the action is actually pretty good. It's, like I said, it's very quiet. And it's pretty smooth, pretty tactile. You can feel each and every one of those little notches. So yeah, it's actually a good bezel, and again, the alignment on it, pretty darn nice. All right, so let's talk about the crystal. So we have a box dome mineral crystal with blue anti-reflective coating. So on the blue model, it is not an issue at all. I think it looks fine. On the black model, it might be a little bit annoying because it is a fairly heavy blue coating. But the crystal on this watch is excellent. You can see the clarity is, just top notch. Mineral crystals are less reflective in nature than sapphire crystals are. So when you get a nice mineral crystal and then throw a heap of anti-reflective coating at it, you're going to get a really nice crystal. Obviously, you're going to have to deal with some scratches, but for the price, it's kind of hard to complain. This is just an excellent crystal. I love the distortion at the edges. And then in the middle there, it is nice and crisp and clean. You can see the rehout depth on this watch is just almost non-existent. So it gives a pretty premium look to this watch, in my opinion. I really like the crystal on this watch. And the fact that it's mineral, take it or leave it. I think for the price, it is completely acceptable. All right, getting up real close and talking about the dial. The shade of blue that they're using is a beautiful shade of blue. I'm hoping it comes across on screen better than it is through my camera here. It's looking a little bit more blue than it really is, but it's kind of this dusty blue color. It just looks fantastic. I love it. It is a fully printed dial. As you can see, there's no applied aspects at all. You have your typical layout here. So you have triangles at 12, 3, 6, and 9. A little bit truncated triangle there at 3 o'clock for the date window. Circular indices everywhere else. Nice long minute track printed there as well, all in white. The Lume color during the daytime, it looks to be a perfect match to me. So nice and crisp white. It looks fantastic. The handset that they used on this watch, really good length. Almost too long if you look at it, but I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Just a typical Mercedes style handset. Lollipop there on the second hand. Even the second hand, look at that. Hitting every single one of those markers, or at least pretty darn close enough for a watch like this, in my opinion. So really happy with that. The overall alignment of the hands is excellent as well. Crisp printing of the Addiesdive logo at 12 o'clock, and at 6 o'clock you have the depth rating there. So it's a very clean looking dial. I think they did an excellent job kind of integrating that date window over there. Yeah, it looks really, really good. And you know what else is really good on it? The Lume. So I'm going to pop up a Lume shot, and here you can see against a couple other watches in the collection. It actually is really good. It's that ice blue glow, which I love. Nice, clean application of Lume. There's no blotchiness or anything like that. It kind of runs away from the Willard on the left, and then even hangs in there with the Citizen Pro Master, which is impressive, especially given the price of this watch and the fact that it is a fully printed dial. So I am really, really happy and impressed with the Lume on this watch. All right, so let's talk about the movement inside. So the movement inside is the Miyota 2115 quartz movement. The stated accuracy of it is plus or minus 20 seconds per month, but it's been running a lot better than that for me. And then the battery life is listed at about 3 years. So kind of a standard three-hand movement with a date there, but it's a very good movement. It feels good. It's quiet, so I don't hear it at all. Yeah, everything functions as you would expect it to. Really smooth screw in and screw out action. Just nice and buttery. This first position obviously does nothing. Second position is your date window there. I'll let you see some of the alignment on that. I mean, it just looks perfect. The alignment is really good. Pull it out to the third position. That hacks the movement every single time. And this is where you set your time. There you can see the alignment, just spot on. So yeah, I am really happy with this movement. The action of it feels a little bit light, but not bad at all. The crown here feels nice and sturdy. So yeah, I mean, it's a great movement for what it is. If you want a quartz movement, the 2115 is excellent. So yeah, I've got no real complaints with the movement or the crown. It is just perfect. All right, so let's talk about the bracelet. And this is usually where Addiesdive falls a little bit short. And again, it's true in this case here. So we have a 20 millimeter bracelet that tapers down to 18 millimeters at the clasp. It's a solid 3-link bracelet with push pins for sizing. I removed 3 for my 7.5-inch wrist. And you've got about 5 more links to remove. So this is going to fit up to an 8-inch wrist, I'd say, and then down to probably a 6-inch wrist without issue. So plenty of adjustment there. But my issue with the bracelet is the tolerances. It's just really, really sloppy. These bracelet links, they shouldn't be hitting each other. The tolerance on this first end link here, I mean, just look how bad that is. The first end link shouldn't be rocking back and forth, and I shouldn't be able to move this that much. It's just not very good. The end links themselves, they're fine. They fit to the case nicely. There's no big gaps or anything like that. They follow the case curvature nicely as well. They are solid links. They got nice spring bars in there too. They extend out past the lug tips quite a bit, so that could be a deal breaker for some. But yeah, I mean, the bracelet itself is just not the best. It just feels a little bit hollow. The articulation is fine. It doesn't pull hairs or anything like that. Sizing it was easy. And then working our way to the clasp here, you have your typical Addiesdive stamped clasp, stamped outer shell. You got your safety latch there, and then 2 button releases. And then you've got a pressed inner bit. So this is, the tolerances aren't horrible on this. So I haven't had any issues with it, not closing every single time. So that's good. You got 3 levels of micro adjust, so you should be able to get a good fitment on this watch. But the clasp is pretty low profile. It's comfortable. It's fine. And overall, the bracelet is about what I expected from an Addiesdive. It's never been a great bracelet system. And it's just, that's the case with this one. It's just not great. So for me, I've been having this watch off of the bracelet, and it's much, much better in my opinion. So yeah, just for me, I would just plan, and I planned on just wearing this on straps, and it's been great. So yeah, the bracelet, the clasp is just not great on this watch. Definitely not living up to the strength of the case. So there you go, guys. That is the Addiesdive AD2068. A really nice, small, compact quartz diver from Addiesdive. You get some killer lume, you get a really interesting bezel, nice case finishing, and then an okay bracelet. So I think the value is there. I mean, you can get this for right around $50. Honestly, I don't think you're going to find a watch with better lume for $50. And obviously, and to me, this is just a really good looking watch, and it doesn't scream, Tudor or Rolex Submariner just because it's not, it doesn't have the crown guards, and the case is a little bit different to me. Same with the bezel. So it's kind of a original homage, a true homage, I will say. So yeah, I really do like this case, and everything but the bracelet I have been really enjoying in this watch. Yeah, I think that's it for me. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.